From the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
Right now at 11, the massive wildfire in the East County doubled in size since last night. Now a criminal investigation. 10 News has this video that may show the very start of the fire.
And a close call at Petco Park, a drone crashing into the stands right between two fans.
But we begin tonight with a 10 News exclusive. A husband and father stabbed several times in the head, recounting the horrific moments before and after that near-death experience.
10 News reporter Anthony Perra spoke with him about how he survived.
I have some skull fractures on my left temple and staples where he cut me.
As Robin Rodriguez recovers, relief and reflection settle in.
Just a lot of reliving things.
Reliving what happened at his restaurant last week.
It started out normal.
But it didn't stay that way. After a homeless man came in, one that had a history with his staff.
This gentleman had come into our restaurant before and had pulled a knife on one of my employees before.
Robin managed to get him outside the restaurant and told his employees to get inside.
And that's when the guy came through the door and he hit me. I didn't even see the knife in his hand. He hit me once with the knife and I just went black.
We found this picture of Robin in his home. He served 5 years in the Army, even served in Desert Storm and Desert Shield. But he says this is the closest call he's ever had.
Hi, ladies.
That's why this visit is so special.
The man who tried to save a life, his life was saved. And the man who tried to take a life, his life was taken.
That's Matthew and Gabby, Brad and Michaela. The 18-year-olds, the likely reason Robin is alive.
You guys are something else.
All of them just eating at the restaurant, rushed to Robin's side after the attack. This is the first time they've seen him since.
He was there stopping bleeding. Michaela was moving hair and getting stuff out of the way. And we weren't thinking about what we were doing. We were just doing it.
Robin calls these teens heroes.
He's the hero. He's the one that stopped the guy from going after other people.
Sheriff's deputies caught up with the suspect, Emmanuel Ibarra, after the stabbing. They say he lunged at them with the knife. Deputies shot him and he later died. There is a GoFundMe for Robin Rodriguez. We have a link on 10news.com under the red TV button. Anthony Perra, 10 News.
New at 11.
And yeah, it's still spreading.
The start of the destructive gate fire in the East County, possibly caught on camera. Investigators going through this video tonight. That fire has now grown to over 2,000 acres and is now 70% contained.
10 News reporter Hannah Mullins reports that CAL FIRE now says the people in that video are persons of interest.
We got a hold of the video, which appears to show the very first flames. Take a look right there. The man who shot it said those people were reckless with their weapons.
We were ta-ta-ta-ta.
The surprising sound Chris Carvalho says he heard when he pulled up to the shooting range.
Like kind of automatic weapons, which are illegal in California.
He says it stopped, so they started firing near 4 people.
We shot about a few hundred rounds, and then all of a sudden I heard fire. I look over and then I see some people running towards the field.
He pulled out his camera and captured the moments that followed.
These dudes made a fire.
He says the people tried pouring water on it and kicking dirt.
And then saw them kind of walking away, and then all of a sudden, boom, a bigger flame came up. Spreading. Dude, like they're leaving.
And they seemed unfazed by the explosive fire burning behind them as they calmly walked away.
It started a little tiny fire right there.
Carvalho waited for the deputy. He says he showed them the video, which may be the smoking gun.
They called it in and left.
He explained how they weren't aiming at greener grass.
Didn't give a hoot about obviously the dry brush, because literally where they were shooting was all dry brush. It was scary.
As firefighters darted toward the danger, investigators zeroed in on this video and the people caught on camera.
It's really sad.
Looking back, he never realized one round could trigger something so ravenous.
Pretty crazy situation.
Hannah Mullins, 10 News.
Unbelievable he got all that on camera. All right, fire investigators, they're following up now with the 4 people in that video.
For the second night in a row, people forced out by that fire are having to sleep in a parking lot until they're allowed to go back to their campground. 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo is live in East Lake, where the frustration is growing tonight.
Yeah, and in this parking lot, there are rows and rows of RVs. If you take a look over this way, you can see at least 4 behind me. Now, people are sleeping here, but they're wondering why they can't get back to their campground, even if the roads are back open.
Are you kidding me? We're in a Home Depot parking lot.
Camping in a parking lot.
I'm sure they're sick of seeing us here. There are a lot of us here. We just want to go home.
Tara Collins has been staying in the Home Depot parking lot since yesterday, the fire forcing her to pack up her RV and leave the Pio Pico campground. The roads are back open now, so Tara thought that meant she could go home.
CAL FIRE told us the fire is basically out. By tomorrow morning we should be able to get back in, but now Pio Pico's telling us not so much.
But the campground is closed indefinitely. In a statement to 10 News, a spokesperson said they are closed for daily operations. Guests can come in and out to get their belongings, but not to stay. Tara says no one has told them what's going on.
They could have come there and addressed the issue to us, but they didn't. So there's just more confusion.
Leaving her wondering when she'll make it back.
I want to go home. I have to work on Tuesday.
Pio Pico couldn't tell us why they're closed or for how much longer they will remain closed. For now, this parking lot is home. Reporting live in East Lake, Laura Acevedo, 10 News.
Thank you, Laura. Joining us live now on the phone, we have CAL FIRE Captain Lucas Stellman with the latest details on the Gate Fire. Hey, Captain, can you tell us what the state of this firefight is tonight?
Well, this evening we have a little over 2,000 acres, 70% contained. The firefighters worked hard all day long and actually put a stop to the actual movement of the fire, and we hope to, by tomorrow, get it fully contained.
Tough work put in today. How will the crews be managing the fire through the night?
They'll be working on all the hot spots. We did have some logs, trees, things of that nature. We did get most of the trees down today, and tonight hopefully we'll have them all mopped up.
Well, you talked about some of the logs, some of that dry brush. We know there's been excess dry brush that grew from the rains this year, provided a lot of fuel for the fire. Are you expecting a bad fire season?
We never can tell exactly, but as you can see early on this season, we do have a lot of fire that's been breaking out around the areas in the Southern California, San Diego, all the way up into San Luis Obispo. So it's off to a bad start.
Captain, we appreciate you being with us this evening. CAL FIRE Captain Lucas Stellman with an update on that fire. Good luck to your firefighters this evening. We have another update on the Chula Vista police officer who was hurt directing traffic during the fire. The department tells us he is now home recovering. No details, though, on the injury.
And we want to give you an idea of where that fire is burning. It's actually burning in this area. This is near Otay Lakes Road and the 94. It's a remote area just south of Jamul. The campground is actually in this area here. This is the one that was evacuated. There aren't many other homes or buildings in that area. 10 News Pinpoint weather anchor Jennifer De La Cruz has been tracking the hot and dry conditions that are fueling those flames.
Yeah, certainly not helping firefighters out there at all. Our temperatures are still well above average for this time of year. Plenty of dry conditions to fuel that fire. The good news is our wind speeds have been dying down, and we're going to see even more calm winds as we head into tomorrow. So if we take a look at our wind gust futurecast, our winds are going to be light to variable between 5 to 10 miles per hour for your sustained winds, but by tomorrow afternoon we could see some gusts up to 11 or 12 miles per hour. The good news is they're coming from the west, so we're not dealing with those Santa Ana winds. I'll let you know when our mini heat wave is going to cool down coming up in your 7-day forecast.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer. 10 News will keep tracking the fire through the night. We're talking to families who say they've been worried about a fire starting at a shooting range for a while. We'll have that on 10 News tomorrow morning.
New video now and a close call for fans at Petco Park. Someone was flying a drone, there you see it, over the crowd when it crashed full speed into the stands. Luckily, it hit an empty seat right in between two people. One fan taking the opportunity to dance with the new toy. No word on who's responsible for this crash. San Diego police are investigating.
New at 11.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
A firefighter trapped under a collapsed, burning building. His fellow first responders racing to save him, putting their own safety at risk.
And a local beach community taking a stand against short-term vacation rentals.
And new details about that humpback whale trapped in a Southern California harbor.
A battle over the future of Mission Valley is brewing at 11:30 on Valley View Casino and Hotel Sports Extra, where the Soccer City plan stands after an eventful week.